working with healthcare clients, we find that there are a few key sets of financial data that they should be fully aware of at all times. Understanding what your gross profit margin is. We found that when we are able to provide our healthcare clients with gross profit information, they can kind of see where things need to be adjusted. So for example, if we have a provider who has multiple physicians working with them or nurse practitioners, all of these providers are working towards earning revenues, and they may have a complicated pay structure based on the work performed. And so for the revenues that are earned and the expenses that are paid to providers, we want to see there what is left, and that's our gross profit margin. If something is not calculated correctly, or if there is a complicated pay structure that is also maybe not being done correctly, it could hurt a business's profit margin, gross profit margins. Understanding that and having that data available is key to start to see if anything needs to be adjusted. The second thing we want our clients to understand is what is their average percentage of write-offs for insurance reimbursements. So we know that there's a portion of amounts that are billed that are not reimbursed to the business. That can be anywhere between 45 and 60% that's received, and the remaining is written off. We would take a look at the historical data to determine what that number is, because we can see that for planning purposes, for forecasting and budgeting, we want to have a true understanding of what funds would be received when billings are completed. We also find that it can sometimes be difficult to have a firm grasp of what the accounts receivable balances are. So maybe you've sent out a lot of billings for insurance reimbursement, but not all of them have been received. You may have the data, but you may not have it summarized in an information that's real time, that's up to date, or something that's useful to you on a regular basis. We find that accumulating this data and having it available can put an owner's mind at ease if they know what's coming. Your price. So sometimes there are a portion of services, or maybe all of your services, that are on a cash pay basis. What does that look like compared to your competitors? Would it make sense to increase your price slightly, decrease it? If you're decreasing it, are you increasing volume potentially? So it's important to take a look at what your cash pay prices are like in comparison to others, and how a change in price may increase or decrease the volume of services provided. The other thing that you may want to take a look at as a healthcare organization is looking at your revenues by service line or departments. So you may have, let's say you have a cosmetic surgery / med spa service, and you see that as a cosmetic procedure, you have to rely on an expensive anesthesiologist, and you have to rent a surgery room to complete a procedure. But yet on the other hand, you have a nurse practitioner assisting you with your med spa services, and those med spa services are constantly flowing through your business. Do you understand how much each service line is bringing in terms of income? So these are important data points that we see for our financial data points that we see for our healthcare organizations that are very important to help understand how to continue to grow.